Hello, good evening. This is News Hour Live on GBC24, your own news channel, and GTV. My name is Fishlin Tucker. You're welcome. President John Mahama says government will maintain financial discipline even in an election year. This is to keep all economic indicators in good shape. It is this policy stance which has seen a freeze in public sector employment where new intakes are tailored to replace retirees. However, the Youth Employment Agency will continue to employ more hands into several modules of social intervention programs. According to the president, Ghana's economic outlook for 2017 is brighter, with inflation set to decline while the national currency, the cedi, will continue to hold its ground. Tukito reports.
At WA, the president explained to the clergy the issues relating to the various sectors of the economy. He said public sector wages as a percentage to tax revenue is 45%. He said a 10% drop would be the ideal situation. Forestall economic distortions on the basis of labor demands. Wages and salaries against the next year are negotiated in current financial years.
We agree on what we are giving everybody in the budget. If it's not in the budget, I will not pay it. If you want anything, negotiate it before we take the budget to Parliament. Once we approve the budget, all of us must live within the parameters given us by the budget.
The president said the power sector had been most challenging among the three focal points of his administration, the others being restoring economic stability and socio-economic infrastructure. Said supply of Nigerian gas is suspended because the infrastructure for supply has been vandalized at the source. He gave the assurance that government is doing everything possible to create enough reserves to hold unforeseen circumstances in check.
As I speak, Akosombo Dam is 235 feet and the minimum operating level is 240 feet. So we're 5 feet below the minimum operating level. So we're forced to run only 3 turbines instead of 6. And that is all, creating uncertainty in power supply.
The president said Ghana has about 8.5 weeks of strategic petroleum stocks and that the Tema oil refinery exports petroleum products to Nigeria, Burkina Faso and the Ivory Coast. On education, he said the community-day senior high schools he is pioneering will absorb a backlog of 184,000 students. Napoleon Atukitu for GTV.
Something is changing in prison life as government builds classroom blocks within prison walls to allow inmates to further their education. As part of measures by the Mahama administration, not only to offer enhanced rehabilitation for prisoners, but also to ensure that their confinement does not put an end to their prisoners' rights to education. While in WA, the president inaugurated a 12-unit classroom block at WA prisons located right in the middle of the regional capital. Another report by Napoleon Atukitu.
As the president unveiled a plaque to signify the inauguration of a 12-unit classroom block for inmates of WA prisons, it effectively marked a turning point in their lives. The days when convicted persons are thrown behind bars and left to rot may probably be over. It could be a further shot in the arm of Ghana if human rights watchers determine this intervention as a score. President John Mahama, as first sitting Ghanaian leader to visit the Nsawam medium-term prisons, had earlier ordered the construction of a building to separately house remand prisoners there. On Republic Day this year, the president granted amnesty to 896 prisoners. Some death sentences were commuted to life imprisonment. Whilst at WA, the president indicated that a specific case regarding one Alexander Dabori will be reviewed and, if possible, offered a parole. The middle-aged Dabori, who has served 6 out of a 14-year sentence, is said to be of good behavior and passed a basic education certificate examination. Napoleon Atukitu reporting.
The Upper West region, which had been toddling behind other regions of Ghana, is beginning to change in outlook. The region, which used to have poor road network, now has most of its roads tarred. Other investments by government is positioning the Upper West with Wa as its capital as a viable business center and a place of convenience for human habitation. Napoleon Atukito, who was on the president's accounting tour of the region, throws more light on the situation there.
Epic moments as the president mingled with people of the Upper West region, a region in the northwestern corner of Ghana, covering 18,478 square kilometers. The region was carved out of the then Upper region in 1983, splitting the area into Upper West and East for administrative purposes. The new region was embraced by the people, but exposed a deficiency in national development, where the outlying parts of urban areas are left behind. Olgatanga, which was capital of the then Upper region, gulped down everything to the detriment of other towns, which include those in the part now called Upper West. Therein lies the case for equitable dispersal of national resources, which is a cardinal principle of the governing party. President John Mahama, in accounting to the people of Upper West, inspected some projects which are set to change the circumstances of the people. The Wa airstrip is to begin to receive commercial flights by the end of this year. To this end, the runway is being extended, while a building near the tarmac is being refurbished to serve as terminal building. The president inspected the Wa Hine Road, symbolic of the many roads his administration is attending to. The president intimated that 16 kilometers of Wa Town roads are to be smoothened with asphalt overlay. He also cut the sod for construction to begin on a military barracks in Wa. According to the president, the Upper West and East, as well as the Central region, which are without military garrisons, are to receive these allocations to improve on national security. The Upper West was the only region without a regional hospital. That spectacle is being wiped away as the regional capital is location for such facility. The 180-bed hospital with 6 operating theaters, state-of-the-art equipment, and staff bungalows is to be completed early next year. At present, the Tamale Teaching Hospital is the nearest referral facility in the vast territory of the North. In addition to this major hospital are several CHIPS compounds. It is the policy of the NDC administration to create a university in each of the 10 regions of Ghana. Thus, measures are being taken to grant autonomy to the Upper East and the Upper West campuses of the University for Development Studies in Tamale. That process requires faculty and physical infrastructural development. One such project is the Wa Campus Postgraduate School Library. President John Mahama also inaugurated the regional library, supposedly the largest in the country. According to the Ghana Library Authority, there is shortage in personnel to man libraries in the country. The government, in creating 45 new districts, has been matching policy with structures. He inspected just constructed district assembly buildings at Isa and Nandom. He also inaugurated a small town water project at Welembele. 10 other communities in the Upper West region have been provided similar projects. The small town water projects are within Central, Bunahafo, Northern, Upper East, Upper West, and Western regions. The president exhausted all the items on his itinerary before leaving the region to Ashanti for other official engagements. Napoleon Atukitu reporting.
As it assessed its performance over the past year, the Accra Richard School parted deserving teachers and non-deserving teachers and non-teaching staff on the back. The event on the school's premises was organized with the theme Integrity, the key ingredient to providing holistic education. All students were reminded to strive to achieve excellence in all spheres of life.
It's been almost 6 decades when the Reach Church School in Accra opened its doors to its first batch of students. In 1957, it started with about 100 pupils and now has about 900 pupils. The school held its 59th speech and prize-giving day and passing out ceremony to They are equal to students who perform creditably and teachers who gave off their best to ensure the students were taught the best. 22 pupils graduated with the hope of gaining admission to the best senior high schools. The school's headmistress, Mrs. Ifua Dake, encouraged the pupils to emulate the motto of the school, which is not only on our lips, but in our lives.
Wherever your future takes you, never forget your early beginnings. Life is a journey, and all accomplishments we achieve during this course should be taken as starting points for further achievements.
The former chief executive of the Ghana Chamber of Mines, Ms. Joyce Ayi, was at the event.
Let us cultivate a close relationship with God. Life is hard enough as it is. There is much comfort, encouragement, and hope that we can find in walking with God. Second, let us read our Bible every day.
Deserving students and teaching staff received awards.
Government has released 37 million Ghana cedis to the Controller and Accountants General's Department for the payment of books and research allowances to lecturers and workers in the public tertiary schools for the 2015-2016 academic year. President John Dramani Mahama disclosed this at the last of the 11th session convocation of the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology in Kumasi.
A total of 8,081 students of the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology graduated this year with first degrees, master's and doctorate degrees. 7,440 were undergraduates, while 641 were postgraduate students. This year's graduating class had the highest number of PhD candidates. The occasion was also the last under Professor William Otu Ellis' tenure as the Vice-Chancellor of the university after 6 years in office. His tenure ends on the 31st of this month and will be succeeded by the current Provost of the College of Sciences, Professor Kwesi Obridanso, who assumes office from the 1st of next month. The outgoing Vice-Chancellor, Professor Otu Ellis, disclosed that from the next academic year, KNUST will begin its Master's Program in Law, LLM, following a successful completion of reviews and approvals. He enumerated a number of achievements that the KNUST has chalked under his watch.
We have also continuously provided technical support to national systems, especially in the fields of science and technology education and policy, mentoring of health sector institutions, private university colleges, democracy, and good governance.
The Chancellor of the University, the Asante Hene Otumfuo Saitutu, said the KNUST has developed a strategic plan that will position the institution as one of the best in Africa.
This is to enable us to compare ourselves with noted peer universities within the continent and to make changes that our peers will want to emulate. This university will continue to work hard to uphold our responsibility.
He said the KNUST is exploring means of expanding its facility to train more health professionals to boost healthcare delivery in the country. Otumfuo Saitutu therefore appealed to the government to assist the university with funding to enable it complete its 500-bed teaching hospital as a monument for the 50th congregation. President John Mahama disclosed that the government has released an amount of 37 million Ghana cedis for the payment of book and research allowances for the current academic year. He also disclosed that the Parliament has passed the bill to back the establishment of another public university in the Eastern region, adding that the next plan in line is the start of physical development of the university. President Mahama said a report to upgrade the two campuses of the University for Development Studies in the Upper West and Upper East regions into full-fledged public universities is ready for consideration.
Let me also encourage the private sector to take advantage of the prospects of public-private partnerships in education as it has a huge potential to unlock access to private capital, promote the exchange of expertise in the sector, bring about innovation through improved technology, facilitate increasing access to education at all levels, and enhance efforts to tackle challenges related to the education sector.
President Mahama was joined by the Asantehene Otumfuo Tutu and the outgoing Vice-Chancellor, Professor William Otto Ellis, to inaugurate 2 newly built classroom blocks. These are the Faculty of Pharmacy and Pharmaceutical Sciences Extension Complex and the College of Agriculture and Natural Resources Lecture Theatre Complex. Construction of the 2 projects has come at a time when the university has introduced a 6-year Doctor of Pharmacy program, as well as the relocation of the Faculty of Forest Resources Technology from Sunyani to make way for the University of Energy and Natural Resources on that campus.
The John Atta Mills Fisheries College in the Central Region will enroll its first batch of students in September this year. To this end, Vice President Kwesi Mr. Arthur has urged coastal dwellers, especially indigenes of Elmina, to take advantage of the school to upgrade their knowledge in the trade to maximize the benefits in fishing. The Fisheries College will enroll students in academia and those with practical know-how in the trade. Mr. Mr. Arthur was speaking at the Grand Deba to climax the 2016 Bakatue Festival. Nuto Bibinuto has the story.
Edna lies on the coastline of the Central Region with its fair share of the forts and castles that birth the shores of Ghana. Ancient town, which is now known as Elmina, has a lagoon that confluences with the ocean. Since 1300, the people, predominantly fisherfolk, have a traditional practice of allowing the fish stock to replenish. Month-long moratorium is placed on fishing in the lagoon ahead of the festival. As part of the week-long festival, rites are performed by the chiefs and their priests on Tuesday, where a net is cast to make a first catch after the month-long ban. This is termed Bakatui, to wit, a perforation of the baka or an end to the ban. The colorful Grand Deba attracts patrons from all over the world, including natives and first-time tourists. Prominent citizens of Edna and government officials, including Vice President Kwesi Mr. Arthur, graced this year's Bakatui. It was a period of both merrymaking and stock-taking of events that unfolded in the year. The Oman Hen of Edna traditional area, Nana Kojo Komria, thanked the Mahama-led government for the unprecedented projects seen in his jurisdiction, which will change the fortunes of the people. These include the modern bridge over the lagoon to replace the dilapidated one, the Commander Sugar Factory, and a fish processing plant.
Fish process factory. Other babies who are over the what a membership. Now I'm paying 100 in a while. But then I'm movement. From bring all the way. It's action. What to my canal Cabaya 5% to pay. No, we are my way. That's how we are. No, we wait. No, 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 go to your Macadam, paying Mamma. I am that, my one. What's that? I'm telling you. Commander, I am commander and not over for a brain. I say, on the sugar factory, on that package, get ready. Commander, you know, on the Nazi. It is a good year on mine, if you are a Vivian, not a soul. On my penny, but I say, the everywhere commander sugar factory, Adam, Kenya, Mayor.
We also prayed for the government and the nation as it prepares for election 2016. Vice President Kwesi Mr. Arthur admonished activists of political parties to be measured in their comments so as to maintain peace even after the election. Government also contributed cash towards Nana Kondria's education fund that supports brilliant but needy students. Nuto Bibinuto, GBC24.
The Accra Diocese of the Anglican Church has launched a foundation to take care of the aged in society. The event came with a call on Christians to show respect and generosity to the aged in society, as this attracts blessings from God. The foundation, known as Adwa for the Aged.
2013 UN report on the world's aging population estimates persons above 60 years will be more than double in the future. That is, from 841 million people to more than 2 billion by 2050. Currently, about 2/3 of the older persons live in developing countries like Ghana. Population of the aged in the country has increased by more than 7-fold since the 1960 census. This has raised a lot of concerns about how aged issues and challenges can be resolved within the communities. In this regard, the Anglican Diocese of Accra has launched a foundation for the aged known as Adoa for the Aged. The foundation seeks to reach out to the larger audience of older persons by coordinating efforts to transform social attitudes towards these senior citizens. The Anglican Bishop for Accra Diocese, Right Reverend Dr. Daniel Silvanus Mensah Toto, called on the Church to show more love to the aged.
As we do for man, we do for God. And as we honor the aged, it's a sign of reverence to God. Leviticus 19 and verse 32. Moving forward, we require all hands on deck, and each coming with his or her special gifts, contributions, and words of encouragement.
The senior citizens were grateful to the Church. A 7-member board was outdoored to steer the affairs of the foundation. As part of the program, the aged received free medical care.
We now bring you some sports news. 12 goals were recorded on March Day 18 in the ongoing Ghana Premier League. Here are the results. Mediama 2, Dream FC 1, Biase 1, Liberty Professionals 1, Hearts of Folk 0, Adriana Stars 0, Biase Dwarfs 2, Hasakes 0, Bechem United 2, Bekum Chelsea 0, Inter Allies 1, Protocol 1, Wa All Stars 0, Ash Gold 0, and Techiman City 1, Wafa 0. Now bring you some entertainment stories. Derek Hobnat Bonny, known as DKB, thrilled patrons at the National Theatre with his comedy show dubbed Point of View. He was supported by some known faces in the comedy industry. We bring you highlights of the show.
There were from TK, Chemical, Jacinta, among others.
You know, those days we used to watch Michael Jackson videos. You see Michael Jackson goes out, Billy Hooper, then go see white ladies they shout, oh my God! Then go collapse. African women. If they watch any live concert for Africa, if a black woman collapse, trust me, now because of hunger.
Can you imagine a Ghanaian suicide bomber? You give Kwabena a bomb and you tell Kwabena, Kwabena, I want you to blow National Theatre up at 8 o'clock. 8:30 you call Kwabena. Kwabena, you still haven't blown the building up? He'll give you an excuse. Oh boss, I beg you now the bathroom. 9:30 you call Kwabena. Kwabena, you still haven't blown the building up? Oh Charlie boss, this one they're the way we fit do more.
If you listen to someone like Usher, like you feel like you fall in love, you know, you something like, how do I stay headlong? How do I stay beautiful? You don't go fall in love. Tell me, you don't go fall in love. But I will not stop here. Baby Malaka, I will show you love good names. Malaka, if you like me, baby Malaka, I will love you forever. You know, and you see people that they are praying. It's so hard. And you see that guy in the middle. They come with towels as if they're going to take their bag. And it's like a jama. They go like, no. Ready, today we are going to pray a prayer, share prayer. Today we are going to pray a prayer, share prayer. And the dramatic prayer, share prayer. And the wash prayer, share prayer. Begin to pray. What is the prayer point? And then I can go.
Tell me, Ghanaian girl, you look beautiful. Hey, bruh. Obede. Tell a Nigerian girl, baby. Hey, baby, the hot. The girl go look you, me and the hot. You never see anything, no. As you see me like this, you say I the hot. By the time you see me tomorrow, I'll be on fire.
that's all in this package. Talking Point is next. We just support the look at